welcome to another edition of WTN Informer. I am Desiree Mago. Let's take a look at what's making the news. We start our newscast with some police news. The Public Prosecutor's Office and the Police Department hereby announces that the suspect who was arrested in the armed robbery at Fragile Bundles and Babies on Back Street, which took place on September 21st, 2011, has been released. During this robbery, the owner of this establishment, by the name of Mark Dago, lost his life after being shot several times. The suspect has been released on November 30th, 2011, due to the lack of sufficient evidence. Several witnesses gave statements that the suspect, at the time of the incident, was elsewhere, and in doing so provided the suspect with an alibi. This investigation continues, and the prosecutor's office, along with the police department, is asking anyone who may have information that could help with this investigation to come forward. On Friday, the Chamber of Commerce held its annual election for third board members. A record 19 candidates postulated themselves for the positions. For the first time in history, over 400 persons cast their vote in the chamber elections. The voting started at 9 a.m. and ended at 12:30 p.m. WTN TV Informer spoke to 3 of the young candidates in the election.
Well, I'm very happy that so many business people came out today. It shows the interest, it shows the concerns and the cares of the business people in St. Martin. And I think the only way we can go about to change the way of thinking and the way of business is for people to really get involved. Make it your business to find out what's going on, how can we assist, how can we make a difference. If everybody puts their 2 cents in and works together, we can do lots of great things together.
Do you feel like you managed to make an impact, and after today, even if you're not elected to the board, that the chamber is forced to listen to young candidates like you just simply because your efforts have been able to bring about this greater turnout?
Well, you know, I don't want to say it's only my efforts. I want to say it's a collaborative effort with all the young candidates that are small business or large business that have come out and say, you know, we need to make a difference in the community. Because yes, we can sing the song, I believe the children are our future. But if the people, you know, don't give the children a chance to show what they can do with their creative ideas, their abilities and their qualities, how can we be the future?
Perfect.
Well, I mean, one thing I want to say, if there was ever any doubt that young people can make things happen, I mean, this is it right here. I mean, for so many years, last year you had maybe about 70 people showed up, years before, average 60 to 70 people. The minute young people have decided to step into this movement, you see a complete change in what is happening, and I hope that the people out there realize that we are not here to just, you know, we have a certain stigma about the youth in St. Martin sometimes that kind of gives us a stereotype that we're not there to move things forward. But I hope today is one of those examples and a start of many more examples of other things that will show that the young people being involved in business, in government, in organizations, in foundations, our involvement brings about change. And that is the goal of all, I think all the young candidates like us would agree, that is what we wanted to show, and I'm so happy to see that it is exactly what we've proven.
Today was the biggest turnout I've ever seen in the chamber, because I voted last year and I was in and out today in less than 5 minutes. And today the line was about a half hour we had to wait in line, so I mean it was a good turnout. Shows that the people are interested in what's going on, and let's see how it goes now. I think they're counting the results now, and let's see how everything goes.
Now, as a young person that is actually going off a big business, what can we expect if elected?
Well, if elected, I will input my opinions, and I will. I'm not going in there to step on anybody's toes. I am willing to cooperate with whoever is in there right now, and just add my input and see how we can make things better for everybody in the business community.
Yes. Why run though?
Why run? I'm running because I am a business person, and I want to be involved. I want to just as a business person, I could give input if we have any board meetings or anything, and I could give my input and advice on certain things and see how, because it's always, everybody has different ideas. So I can add in my ideas to the table and see how we can make things better for everybody.
Let me ask you this question. What is one concrete thing at this moment that you think the chamber really needs to pay attention to?
To pay attention to one concrete thing.
You can give more if you want.
That's why I said one thing. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. If I get there, then I will focus on that. For now, I will not answer that for now.
Okay.
After the votes were casted, we sat down with the Executive Director of the Chamber, Clarette Connor, and Election Committee Chairman Franklin Bryson, where they gave their thoughts on the election turnout.
I was just overwhelmed. I knew we were going to have a larger than usual turnout, but it was totally caught me by surprise. Believe me. But you know, it's pleasant. It's people are putting interest in the activity of the Chamber of Commerce, and that's a good sign.
Do you think this sets the benchmark for the elections to come now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Next year, if I'm still involved, we'll be much more prepared to handle the masses so that we could. And because I have a feeling that not everyone that wanted to vote today was able to vote due to the time constraint, although we overrun the time by approximately at least 30 minutes more than usual. We were accommodating. People wanted to come in and vote, so we were a little flexible there.
I want to ask you, you said last election you had 100 people. I've heard a figure of 400 and something people today. What kind of challenges did that create behind the scenes? Did you have to find yourself printing more ballot papers, etc.? What kind of challenges?
No, definitely we were prepared. The chamber was prepared, so we had sufficient balance. That's for sure. The full complement of the election committee was here for like 90% of the time, and the only thing we have now is a lot of behind-the-scenes work now to go and count all the ballots and take care of the whole matter and the paperwork. That's going to be big. But the election itself, we were so pleased that so many people came that it probably we didn't even feel the effects of it until after it was over, you know.
Mr. Connor?
Well, just to touch a little bit more on what Mr. Bryson said. First of all, I'd like to thank him as chair of the election committee. I know that it has been in the planning for some months to prepare for today. As Mr. Bryson said, we were pretty well prepared to handle the amount of people that came in. Unfortunately, because of the length of time to which people can vote was 3 hours, and basically we had to cover over 100 people per hour actually. As far as the accommodating the individuals go, once people were standing in line with a voting card after 12, they were able to go in and cast their ballots. So, but to receive your voting card, we closed that off at 12 because we had to close that at some point. We just couldn't continue. So that closed off at 12. So once people had their cards, they were allowed to cast their vote. And now it's a matter of the election committee completing their task, counting the votes, and producing the results of the elections today. I would like to thank the business community for coming out. I think it was very well organized, behaved. It was jovial, it was cordial, it was friendly, and you know, that makes all of what we do more pleasant. And we look forward to serving the business community in the years to come.
As far as the time is concerned, Mr. Connor, do you see that the committee will be given more time for next year, or something that maybe you would be discussing?
Well, definitely. I think once you have an experience like this today, you need to reassess the procedures that you work from, and once you realize what can be done in order for us to accommodate the amount of people, because if you go from 100 to 400, you know, you have to make some accommodations and some changes. So obviously, as a committee, as the executive director, we'll look into that and see how we can improve that. Number one, the hours for next year, and number two, you know, the location in general.
The mighty Dow recently returned from Antigua, where he performed for the general public there, including the Prime Minister. Isidore York is preparing for the 20th annual Dow Musical Orchestra set for December 26th. WTN-TV Informer caught up with the bandmaster on Friday.
All right, Mr. Dow, this year, what's happening with the Ebony Steel Orchestra? This year was a theme?
The theme for this concert this year is called For the Love of Pan. You know, you got to show that love. So we want the folks to come on out on December 26th at the Westin Down Beach Resort, 9 p.m. We should do a couple renditions from 9 to, not a couple actually, but the time frame 9 to 11 p.m. And let's see, yeah, we have a lot of things in store, so the people should not miss this one. This is our 20th anniversary concert, and it's a special one. And you know how to say you're on a roll, you know, I've been so busy this year. So, but the how you say, you're on a roll, everything is flowing nice, so that they could expect the best yet from Dow and the Steel Orchestra. Hey, there's a lot of things. I mean, you don't want to say everything, but I know one important thing though. We're going to be dedicating a special part of the program to St. Martin. I think that's going to be a very special moment in the program for us. And as well, you maybe, who knows, you might see people performing you never thought you'd be able to play steel piano. You never had that in mind. He too, she too, you know. So these things are good.
All right. Also, you recently came from Antigua. We heard that you received quite a well reception over there. Tell us, how was the experience?
Oh, the experience in Antigua was a good one. I mean, they took good care of us. We had two great performances on November 26th and 27th. You know, we was well received. It was not just it was more jazz, funk, combination something, but you know I couldn't get away without performing St. Martin Rumba for the audience here. Not in Antigua, maybe somewhere else, but so and then of course the most important thing for me was that I had some young musicians with me. My son Young Dow, Nikita Christmas on drums, Cornelius Ramo on bass, and the music these guys dished out, you know, by accompanying me. I mean, there was nothing like it, and I think I'm not the only one thought so, because the response from the audience and the public and the organizers as well, including the Prime Minister of Antigua, Mr. Baldwin Spencer, you know, who came up to us and to me rather and said, listen, you have exceptional talented, you are an exceptional talented person. Wish you all the best. And he was even, how you say, making his comments about earlier show we had in May for Mother's Day in Antigua as well. This actually was my third performance in Antigua this year, so everything is moving smooth.
So I'm sure that they will be inviting you to come back.
Of course, that's already done. That's a done deal already, you know what I mean? And next year now, I want to take my whole orchestra with me now, you know? So it's going to be Pan in the Gurukun Kutung Tung, they're going to be, you know, the rumba, more rumba, soca, salsa, and some of the new hits. And now we are preparing to go to the Netherlands on the 11th of December, because we have a concert there on the 15th. We'll be making a special appearance there, me and my son, Young Dow. So we're gearing up for that. So this year has been quite a busy one, but a good one.
And that brings us to the end of WTN TV Informer. Until the next edition, I am Desiree Mago. Enjoy your weekend.